Guys, I'm so fucking pissed off right now. Like, it's been shit. Okay, so I went to the car wash. See, today is renewal day, where I have to go to Lyft and Pep Boys and, you know, this garbage place and renew, because every 4 weeks, blah blah blah. So I get here. Oh no, the reason why I'm actually pissed is this car wash downtown, just outside, you know, southeast of downtown proper, that I always go to, maybe like 4 times a month, maybe, not even. So they had this deal, you know, $15 for an unlimited membership. So I was like, sweet, I only go here like 4 times a month, if that, so I already prepay all my car washes, and I might get an extra one for free if I manage to get in. So, it's been raining a lot here in LA, so a couple times while it's been raining, I've got out with the car glove and, you know, wiped the car down, and then the rain rinses it. So I haven't had to use it. Well, today, the car is like relatively clean, but it's renewal day. So I figured, well, I'd go, you know, shine it up, vacuum it up, in case they do a proper inspection, because I've had this thing for about 5 months and they've never done, sorry, my nose is like really itchy, I don't know why, they've never done a proper inspection, so I always keep the car clean in case they want to actually look around. So I get there, I try to put my ticket in, so when you buy the car wash, it says, you know, thank you for your payment, here's your ticket, good day. Nothing anywhere says, please take your receipt to the cashier to get your proper ticket. Like, nothing says that. So I take my receipt, I get my car wash. A couple weeks later, today, I come back and it says, enter your power wash, your 5-digit power wash, power wash, PWC, what was it, power wash something. There's someone walking by. It's one of the Lyft people. Let's see if they're coming for me. Okay, I don't think they're coming for me. They're just walking by. And it's really cringy to someone vlogging. Okay, they're walking by. Anyway, so enter your power wash number. So I'm putting it in, you know, nothing happening. I finally see the attendant, like, just staring at me. So I'm like, you know, So anyway, he comes over. And I'm like, look, buddy. He tells me that I'm supposed to take my receipt, do the thing. Now, we went back and forth for almost like 4 or 5 minutes, and I understand you don't understand me. There's nothing anywhere that says I need to take my receipt to the cashier to get my ticket. Nothing anywhere. He's like, well, there's nothing I can do for you because you don't have a ticket. And I'm like, you know what? That's my ticket. There's the proof. I got the $15 car wash. Give me my car wash. There's he's like, well, when did you get it? And I was like, it's right there, you know, the 2nd of February, or the 22nd of February, it says it right there. And he's like, oh, there's nothing I can do with you, you don't have a ticket. And I'm like, that's my ticket right there. Anyway, he says, all right, let me go talk to someone. I was like, you know, I paid $15 giving my car wash. So, and it was still within the month. It said a month of unlimited car wash is $15, and it was still within a month. So he goes, disappears, he tells me to park somewhere else, he disappears, he comes back, he says, go in here. So I talk to the attendant. She's like, okay. She's like, just a second. And she walks outside to look at my car. Just a glance. And she says, oh, okay. And then she picks up a form. And she puts it down. Now, I knew where she was going, and I should have thought of this, but I thought I bought the car wash, you know? But I should have thought of this. I read on Google reviews, on the Googles, that some guy tried to get the cheapo car wash. He only comes in there, you know, maybe twice a week. So he's not using it commercially, just normally, just like you normally would. You know, once or twice a week you come in and get your car washed, like that's what you do. So, this guy does the thing. But somehow he knew to go in. So he went in, and they're like, look, you have to do $50 for the commercial membership. And he's like, no, I'm an Uber driver, but I don't come in here all the time. I'm just getting a car wash. Anyway, she tries that pull of shit on me. I knew where she was going. And I'd interrupt her. I was like, no. She's like, well, look, this is our policy. This is what we do. And I'm like, I only come in here once a week, if that. I'm not paying $50 for 4 car washes. I'll pay $15 for 4 car washes. I'm not paying $50 for 4 car washes. So she's like being persistent. She's like, this is our policy. This is what we do. And I'm like, so all you did was base on looking at my car for literally 2 seconds to see if I had a lip sticker on it, and then you're telling me I have to get commercial car wash, a commercial membership. And she's like, well, that's our policy. And I'm like, so you're saying that if I took my stickers off before I rolled up in here? And she's like, oh no, that won't work. Sorry, you can't do that. That won't work. And I was like, no, of course, you dumb cunt. I didn't say that. I said, of course, now you know who I am and see my car. Of course it won't work now. But if I knew about your little trickery and how you like to rip people off, if I took the stickers off beforehand and rolled up in here, I'd get the $15 car wash, right? She stopped. She didn't say a word. She went, okay. And then she went around to the counter and she said, no one's forcing you. I'm not forcing you to get this car wash. No one's forcing you. I was like, no. I just want you to answer the question. I just want you to see what you're doing. She's like, so, long story, not so long. She's like, okay, well, what do you want to do? You don't want the car wash. What do you want to do? And then she kept interrupting me. She kept saying, like, this is what we do, and this is this, and this is this, and this is this. And I was like, let me answer your question. Okay. And I'd start to speak. Well, but let me answer your fucking question. So I didn't swear at her at all. I was very proud of myself. So I said, I want my refund, and I want you to stop ripping off people. So she's fucking with the computer. And then I'm just gibbering to myself because she's unresponsive at this point. I can understand. It's an uncomfortable situation. I don't want anyone yelling at me and being angry at me. But I have the decency and I would understand that, yes, this company is ripping people off. I know they're ripping people off. They're obviously ripping people off. And it's my policy to defend my company, but I can at least cut them a little slack and not be such a dick to them because they see through me. Can't keep this face on forever. So she says, okay, come with me so that we can get the money from the cashier. And I was like, yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, I know you know what I'm saying. I know you understand me. I know you have to rep your company, but I know you understand me. This is a ripoff. And in turn, people can rip you off. If you demand a commercial membership, people can rip you off. All I gotta do is drive up and be like, oh, I don't drive for anybody. This is just my car. So we get to the cashier. We have to walk all the way to the front of the gas station to get the money. So she goes to the register, and the clerk says, oh, this was done with a card. We can't do that. So this bitch starts telling me that I need to give her my phone number so their accountant can call me so that they can figure out how to pay me because it was done with a card, and they need to be able to stop the bank from charging my card. And I said, it's already charged my card. And she says, yeah, oh, when was the weeks ago? It's already charged my goddamn card, you fucking cunt. She's persistent. She keeps saying, well, we can't refund it from here. We have to talk to our accountant. I'm like, that's not how this works. There's the receipt. You just put it back on my card. It's not how this works. It's not how any of this works. Then she runs off. So I'm following her through the gas station. And I'm like, where are you going? Like, I finally said, where are you going? She stopped and she's like, obviously she was trying to find a place to, a hard surface so that she can write on the receipt. But there was hard surfaces anywhere, so I didn't understand why she was running so far away. She's like, I need your phone number. And I was like, but why? And she walked into her office. So I peek my head, like I'm, peeking my head into the office. I'm like, hello? And she turns around. She's like, well, I just need your number, and you don't want to give me your number. And I'm like, why do I need to give you your number? My number? You just charge the card back. That's not how this works. Again, I wasn't frustrated, but I was just like, it's not how this works. So I finally... So she's trying to, I understand sometimes people are dumb, sometimes customers are dumb. I've run this over several times in my head on the way to the lift place to see if I was dumb. I'm not dumb. I know how this works. I even told, I know how this works. You're doing it wrong. Something's wrong with your computer, obviously. Something's wrong with this new, everything is wrong with this place. Everything is wrong. So I finally just, and I give her my number. And she's like, okay, what's your name? And I spell it out, K-A-T-T. And then she flips the receipt over as if I'm lying. And she's like, well, is this you? And of course it says my real name. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. Just fine, use that name. Why did you ask for my name if it's on there? Just use whatever name you need to. And so she's like, okay, well, we'll call you. We'll have our accountants call you when blah, blah. And I was like, that's not how this works, bitch. So she started rambling something else. She was trying to say something else. I was just like, fine. So I walk out. I was going to stand there and say, let me speak to someone higher up than you or that guy. But I know that there's the only other guy that properly works. Well, there's this black dude, and then there's this old man who's foreign as well and barely speaks English. So I just, fuck it. So I get to Lyft. I get to the Pep Boys here, And, the car is relatively clean. It's a bit, little bit of, like, shit on the, like, just foot shit on the floor, like, when you walk through, and it's not foot shit. You just, little shit. Not poop, just stuff. But I was hoping to have the car nice and sparkly clean for when I got here. But I know that they never do inspections. Well, I walk in, it's 9:15, and the lift guys are like, sorry, we don't open until 10. And I was like, oh, I've come in here before early and it's never been an issue. And he's like, oh, well, and I was like, look, and I'm dealing with them anyway, not you guys. He's like, oh, okay, go ahead. So I look over, and he's like, hi, I can help you. Maintenance? And I'm like, yeah, because I'm still flustered from the car wash. So she's like, okay, what's wrong with it? And I'm like, oh, no, nothing. No, it just told me to come in. And she's like, what? Basically, we're misunderstanding. And basically, every 4 weeks, I'm supposed to come in for a renewal. Now, I just kind of, fine, maintenance, whatever. I call it maintenance, but it's not actual maintenance. So she's like, okay, so that's a renewal, not a maintenance. Well, we open in 10. Like, if you were getting an oil change or needed actual maintenance, we can get you in. And then, by the time it's done, it'll be 10 and you can do your renewal and do the paperwork. And I'm like, okay, well, it's not really been a problem before. I mean, I get here early so that I don't have to deal. I can just get through. She's like, yeah, well, management has changed recently and we're doing things different. And I'm like, oh. Because she's like, do you have your mileage? And I was like, yeah, and I give her a picture. I take a picture every time I get here because they've always asked me to take a picture and bring it in. Well, I guess apparently, long story, not as long, they changed management where the management is actually making them, do their job and not just sit there like lazy assholes like they usually do. I mean, the two people at the Hertz booth are always lovely. The guys at the Lyft booth are kind of retarded, and everyone at Pep Boys is a fucking mongoloid. Like, none of the... Oh, that's a completely other story. So, yeah. They tell me, I just basically have to sit on my hands until 10, which is, 45 minutes. It's now, I've been rambling for a good 10 minutes. It's 9:35. So yeah, I've still got 25 minutes to sit here on my hands. So I thought I'd just vent. So yeah, and they're actually going to come out and do a proper inspection, which I looked to see if there's any, like, just easy car washes around. They're all hand jobs, and they're all, like, do-it-yourself car washes. No mechanical car washes with vacuums. So I guess I'm going to take this little brush I have. I have this weird little brush I found in the Crown Vic when I bought it. And, brush some of the garbage, the little shits under the seats and, wipe it down a bit. So yeah, that's been my morning. And it's only 9:30. But at least it's nice and sunny, so I might be able to edit some video today. I should be able to. I've completed Sanitarium. I've actually played and completed Simulacra, and there's a bunch of other videos that need editing, because I can't be bothered to edit them on the phone because some of them are long. When I first started recording phone videos, I recorded videos with the intent to edit them on the phone, which meant, it's hard to explain, but when you record a video, you record it with the intent of something. So, like this video, I'm recording with the intent of editing it on the computer, so I can do, like, little jump cuts, cutaways, or, like, funny things in between. If I was doing this with the intent of editing it on the phone, I would do completely different content because the limitations of the editing software I have on my phone are different from the computer. They're not as good. If I was also doing this with the intent of just immediately posting it and not editing it all, then I would not break between all my words. If I had to take a break, okay, so just right there, I started stumbling over my words, so I took a moment to take a deep breath. Now, normally I would edit that out, but I just left it in because that's what you do. If you're doing the intent to just ramble on, then you don't stop. And if I have to take a minute, like I just kind of pretended to there, you just roll off it and start talking about something else. Like, you just keep going. So when you record with an intent. So now that once I got the computer up and running, I stopped recording with the intent to play right through or edit on my phone. I now record with the intent, like, if I hear a noise, I actually go investigate. If I need a sip of drink, then I stop talking, I keep the screen still, I take my drink or whatever I'm doing, and then I'll continue on where I left off as if I didn't break, and then just cut it to where it's seamless. There's lots of seamless cuts that edit out breathing or drinking or a loud noise that drove by. So yeah, now I'm just rambling about that. This is a 16-minute video that I'm probably going to be able to edit down to about 14. Actually, it's about 17, so 15, because I didn't take too many breaks. This has just been me rambling. So that's my terrible story, and I'm sticking to it. So I'm going to see if there's a gas station right there. So I'm going to drive across the street to the gas station because it's a busy street. There's like a 5-way intersection here. Atlantic Boulevard is a bitch. So yeah, I'm gonna go across the gas station for a minute, drive back, sweep the car, get this lift shit done. It's been a long day. And it's not even 10. It's not even 10. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me, bitch. I know you guys love these little insights into my life. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on my Twitter and Snapchat at the same name that's down below. I need to start doing that because it's become YouTube law that you have to end your video with like, comment, share, and subscribe, and follow me on my social media. So unfortunately, you know, YouTube's been doing a lot of changes recently, and that's one of them. So YouTube law states that you have to sell out at the end of your videos. So hopefully that changes things a little bit. Maybe I can get some more views and subscribers. So I'm just fucking around. And now we're at 18 minutes, so I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Bye!
A few inches later.
Alright guys, just a quick follow-up. It's almost an hour later, and I finally got the thing done. I went to the gas station across the street, and the clerk was like, hey, how's your day? And I blurted out, just like, man, it's been crappy. And he's like, well, what's going on? I was like, and he was just so personable and nice and sweet. And we sat there and chatted for like 30 minutes. Like, it's so weird for someone to, we're all conditioned these days that when someone says, hey, how's it going? You say, I'm good. How are you? I'm good. All right. We're conditioned to not really listen to people. And if you are compelled to say, oh, it's a shit day, people go, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Nobody wants to hear a bad answer. They say, how are you doing, out of a courtesy, not because they want to know. Well, this guy actually wanted to know, and he actually wanted to have a conversation, and he was at work. And I was just like, yeah, you know, this, and, you know, it's, you know, usually I'm pretty laid back and chill, but it's just been one of those days, one thing after another. And this guy listened. Like, he listened better than a friend. Like a good friend. And I'm sorry to my good friends out there, but you know, they're always trying to give you advice, or they're just going, and they don't listen, or they forget you even said anything. I mean, you know, that's the thing. We've been conditioned to not really pay attention or care. Because caring means you gotta spend time and effort, and it's just ridiculous. But this guy was a cool dude. And no, he wasn't into me, because he just wasn't into me. He was chatting with everyone as they came through, as we were chatting. He kind of seemed a bit autistic, which might be why he's actually a nice guy and wanted to have I don't mean that in any bad way possible, but I've known some autistic people, and like with Asperger's, autism, you know, different conditions. I don't know what to call it, but yeah, they're a generally nicer people, even retarded people. And I'm going to say retard because that's the word. I'm not using it negatively. There's no, every time you say something these days, it's turned into a negative. I'm not meaning it negatively, but I knew a retarded person once as well, and they're just generally happier, nicer people, more open. The social conformities and constructs don't really matter to them. They're just real people, and I really appreciate that. And this guy, he was just too real. Plus, he kind of had a few tics. Again, in no way to be insulting towards anyone, but you could just kind of tell. And he seemed like he was that kind of person. And he was a really wonderful person. He cheered up my day and brightened my day up. So I came back to Pep Boys because I had to wait to check in. I sat there for like 40 minutes because first one in, last one to check out, because when I walked in there was already 4 people waiting who got there before me, and it was like just a couple minutes after 10. So they come out and do a visual inspection. She says, do you smoke? Because it kind of smells like smoke in here. And like, yeah, I smoke occasionally. I did quit, but then I have a 1 or 2 a day. Like I'm slipping back, but I'm not going to fall completely back. Basically, this car was used as an ashtray before I got it, and it was never noted. And even when we did the inspection, when I got it, both of us, me and the dude, were like appalled, like, wow, this is really gross. And there's even remnants. Yeah, you can see this. This is from ashes being put out the window and then coming back in. This is just a lot of grody, and the whole car looked like that. But, you know, this has been worn. Like, that's just the stain. But it was actually, the whole car looked like that, but worse, because it was all fresh. I mean, there was actual ashes all over the car. So for some reason that wasn't properly noted. So because it wasn't noted, basically she said that even if the car did smell beforehand, once I get it, it's now my responsibility. So it's my responsibility to get the car cleaned and rid of smoke? No, it's your responsibility because it's your goddamn car. I'm just renting it. Anyway, I told her straight to her face, like, if they ever try to charge me for a smoking smell, I give them the bird and they got to try to find me after that, because that's not happening. That's not right. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. Christian at the Chevron Extra Mile on Pomona and Atlantic is a fucking legend and an angel. The Pet Boys across the street, do whatever you can to avoid it. The staff are friendly, but the companies behind the staff suck fucking balls. So anyway, I'm gonna cut this one off. Now I've done this for 5 minutes, so who knows? This is gonna be like a 20-minute video of me rambling and bitching. Sorry about that, but again, you bitches like to know what's in my life, and that's what's in my life today. So I'm gonna, it's fucking 10. God, I'm not even gonna really be able to work this morning because I got other shit to do. So I'm gonna go home, get some lunch, get some shit done, and then try to work tonight. It's being kind of a crappy day. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching yet again, and I will catch you later.
Oh, you didn't?